Michael Shikha Niketan Higher Secondary Government Sponsored Co-ed English Medium School has taken an excellent initiative of teaching and make our students learn day-to-day lessons through audio and video in our YouTube channel. Teachers of all the subjects are working hard to enhance these online classes in the midst of this pandemic situation. It is a request to all the teachers, students and guardians to click the bell icon and subscribe our channel.
Hello everyone. So in the last video we have discussed up to the work done. There were 3 types of work done. We have discussed up to this, and now today we are going to discuss about the second part of this chapter, that is power. So what is power? The rate of work done by an agent is known as power. Sometimes as we do some work, we are doing the work within a definite time span. Suppose you have done W amount of work in T seconds, then power is equal to work done per unit time. So power is basically depends on two quantities, that is work done and time. Suppose you have done 1500 joule amount of work done in, this amount of work is done in 5 hours, and 2000 joule work is done in 4 hours. Then who has done? You have done this and your friend have done this. So who have done more amount of, who has consumed more power? Then we have to calculate AP, that means power of A is equal to W divided by T. You must remember that T must be in seconds. So 5 hours into 60, this is the actual value in seconds. This is 1 by 12 joule per second. Next, power consumed by B, that is 2000 divided by 4 into 60 into 60 is 4, 5. So this is 5 by 36 joule per second. If we compare these, then you will see that 1 by 12 is more than 5 by 36, because if I compare these two, in between these two quantities, we will see that if we can make the denominator same, then it will be like this. So 3 by 36 is less and 5 by 36 is more. Sorry, so this quantity. So the work done by B is more because B has done more amount of work in less time. So power depends on both of the quantities, work done and time. If time is less, then power will be more, and if W is more, then power also depends on the required time to do that work. Next, power can be also written as W means force into displacement, F into D. As we know that from our previous video, we have learned that W, that means work done, is equal to force into displacement. So W is replaced by F into D by T. Now if I write it D by T means displacement per unit time. As we know that displacement per unit time is known as velocity. So we have got another definition of power, that is power is equal to force into velocity. Okay. So power, we have got two expression, one of them is force into velocity, another is work per unit time. This is about this quantity power. Next we have to know its SI unit, CGS unit. SI unit, as the unit of work done is joule. So this is joule, and unit of time is second. So, the SI unit is joule per second, or the practical unit or the most used unit of power is watt. So, SI unit or practical unit is basically watt. So, the question comes like this: what is the unit of which physical quantity? So, the quantity will be power. Next, CGS unit. CGS unit is erg, unit of work done, and second. So, erg per second is the unit in CGS. Next, we have to know the dimension of this quantity. Dimension. So, as we know, the dimension of work done, dimension ml t to the power minus 2, that means force into displacement divided by time. So, this is becoming m L1 L1, so m L square t to the power of minus 3. This is the dimension of power. So, we have learnt a new quantity, that is power, which is work done per unit time or rate of work done by an agent or by any body, by any system, that is W by T power, and we have learnt it SI unit, CGS unit, dimension also. Next, we have to know another quantity, that is what is watt. Sometimes the question comes like this: define 1 watt. So, 1 watt is basically 1 joule divided by 1 second. So, whenever 1 joule amount of work is done in 1 second by an agent, then the power of the power consumed by the agent is 1 watt. Okay. And another unit, that is FPS unit of power, is HP or horsepower. Its symbol is HP. Now, you have to know the relationship in between 1 horsepower and watt, that is 1 horsepower is equal to 746 amount of work. So, what is horsepower basically? In FPS unit, this is length, unit of length feet, this is unit of mass, that is pound, and this is second. So, when 550 pound of work, pound, symbol of pound is LB. So, 550 pound of work is done by an agent in 1 second, then the power is known as horsepower unit or HP. Okay. This is all about work done that you have to study. Study another new quantity, that is energy. What is energy? So, sometimes we to do some work we need some energy. So, energy is basically the capacity to do the work. Whenever sometimes we are feeling tired, we feel tired, so we do not have that much energy in our body to perform any type of work. So, energy is basically the capacity of your body that is needed to perform any work. So, energy is a scalar quantity, power is also a scalar quantity, that I forget to mention that power is also a scalar quantity. We have to know that there is a beautiful relation between energy and matter. Can you create energy? No. Can you destroy energy? No. If I ask you to you have to create some heat energy, you can do that. You have to burn something to create heat energy. So, basically what I have said, that you have to burn something, that means you have to burn some matter, some substance, that means you have to burn some matter that will be transformed into energy. So, matter can be transformed into energy. Again, energy can create new matter. Sometimes we have to initiate some chemical reaction by heat. So, heat is the inducer. So, heat energy are creating new products. With the help of chemical reaction, you will get new products. So, energy are creating new matter. Basically, energy can be transformed into matter, matter can also be transformed into energy. Both of them are mutually convertible from one another. So, this relationship is from Einstein's equation, this is E is equal to del m c square. Okay. Now, how many types of energy are there? There are so many types of energies, like first one is light energy. With the help of light energy, we can see the objects present in our surroundings. Second is heat energy, heat and light that we are getting from sun. Next is chemical energy, that is deposited in the fruits due to the photosynthesis. So, this is chemical energy. Next is nuclear energy, that is present in the atomic nucleus. Third one is potential energy. Potential energy means the energy of a body when it is at rest, that is potential energy. Next is kinetic energy, when a body is moving then it is denoted by kinetic energy. Next is atomic energy or nuclear energy is just same, kinetic energy, heat energy, light energy, and hydroelectric energy. Hydroelectric energy. Last is wind energy. So, these types of energies are present in our surroundings. Okay. So, you have to know that. So, electric energy I have mentioned, I forgot to mention only electric energy. Hydroelectric energy is different and electric energy is different. Electric energy, due to which we are getting the electricity. So, electric energy is another type of energy. So, all the energies can be convertible into one form to another form. So, energies cannot be destroyed or created, it only can be transferred from one part into one form to other different forms. So, as this is a scalar quantity, it has definite magnitude. So, SI unit of energy is just like the work done, that is joule, because energy is the capacity to do work. So, its unit is just like same as work done. CJ's unit is arg. Next is unit of energy, dimension of energy. So, its dimension is also same as work done. Work done is ml t to the power minus 2 as force into displacement. So, m L square t to the power of minus 2 is the dimension of energy. Okay. We are going to categorize the mechanical energy. There are two types of mechanical energy, one of them is potential energy and another of them is kinetic energy. Now, what is potential energy? Suppose you are at rest, so due to its position, you are not going to anywhere, so you are presently at rest. So, you are not displacing the position, no displacement is done. So, the potential energy is deposited in your body. So, what is potential energy? Whenever the body is raised up to a certain height from the ground. Suppose I am raising this pen from this level to this level. So, due to this height, within the pen there is an amount of energy is deposited. That energy is known as potential energy. Sometimes a hammer does mechanical work on the nail by exerting a force. Due to the hammering of on the nail over the surface of the wall, we need to do some work on the hammer. We have to do the work by the hammer on the nail. So, we are doing some amount of work done over it, and this amount of work done is converted into potential energy, and that is deposited in the nail, deposited on the nail. So, this is about potential energy. Now, what is kinetic energy? Due to the change of motion, a body gain some amounts of energy, that is kinetic energy. So, due to the movement of your body, the energy that you are gaining, that is kinetic energy. Suppose you are running, you are playing, you are swimming, then the energy that is exerted by yourself, that is actually kinetic energy. So, examples are wheels of the car, the wheels that are moving on the road, suppose bus, lorry, the wheels of those cars are moving continuously, they are changing its position with respect to time. So, then the energy that is done by the wheels is known as kinetic energy. Next, blades of fan, that means blades of the ceiling fan. Ceiling fan moves and the blades are also rotating. So, due to the rotation, due to the change of motion, it is gaining kinetic energy. So, whenever we are discussing about potential energy, that is when the body is undergoing through change of shape, change of position, then this is potential energy, but the body is not moving, the body is actually at rest. Suppose the body was here, that is ground level, here H is equal to 0 because this is the ground level. At first the body was here, after few minutes you have thrown the ball up to this position. So, now it is uplifted, the body is uplifted to a height, that is h1. Here h is equal to h1, here h is equal to 0. So, due to this raising of the body, some amount of work is done on the body and that work is deposited as potential energy within the body. Okay. So, potential energy, there are some numerical expression of potential energy and kinetic energy. So, potential energy is Pe is basically, suppose the mass of the ball is m and the gravitational acceleration is g, that is 9.8 meter per second square in here Kolkata or some other Kolkata or India actually, that is g is equal to 9.8 meter per second square. So, Pe, what is the amount of potential energy that is situated within this ball, that is mgh. So, basically it depends on the mass of the object, as if the mass of the object is more, so more amount of Pe or potential energy is deposited. G is constant in a particular place and height. If the body raised up to more height, then the potential energy will be more, that is deposited in the body. Okay. So, this is potential energy. Now, what about kinetic energy, expression of kinetic energy? Suppose this is the blades of the wheel of a car, this is at time its velocity, it has some velocity and it is moving to this position to this position. If the mass of the wheel is m, then kinetic energy or Ke is equal to half into mass into velocity square. So, its expression is basically Ke is equal to half mv square. This is the kinetic energy of a moving body, because when a body is moving, it has some velocity, it is moving with some velocity. So, you have to multiply that half into m into that velocity square. Suppose the wheel is moving with the velocity 5 meter per second and its mass is 10 kg. So, the kinetic energy will be half into m, that is 10 into v square. So, 5 into 5. So, kinetic energy is 125 joule. In both of the energy, kinetic energy or potential energy, the unit is same, just joule. Now, you can convert kinetic energy into potential energy and potential energy to kinetic energy. Suppose in this case, the ball was at first the ball was at rest. As I have dropped the ball over here. So, it is changing it is converting its potential energy into kinetic energy, and at a particular point it is becoming rest, it is coming at rest. So, potential energy is transferred in the kinetic energy during this portion. Pe is changed into Ke in this portion. Again, when the ball will be just will be at rest for a few seconds, then it will come again over the ground. As it is coming again over the ground, it is energy, its all energy is becoming is transferred into potential energy again. So, we have to know the about the conservation of energy. So, as I have said before that energies are always conserved and total energy of the universe is always constant according to Einstein's mass and energy relation, that is E is equal to mc square. We have discussed that no energy can be created or no energy can be destroyed. So, we will prove it that total energy, total mechanical energy of a system is always constant. We will have to prove it. Suppose here at the position A there is a ball and I have thrown it up to this point, or it may be like this, that I am dropping the ball from the rooftop. This may be, it may be done also, that I am dropping the ball from the rooftop, that is point A, I am dropping the ball and it will be, it is coming towards the ground. We are considering another position in the middle, that is B, and it is coming in the ground C. So, I have to consider the total energy in these 3 points, at the point A, at the point B and at the point C. Suppose the mass of the ball is m and gravitational acceleration, that is g, and the height from the ground of the ball, that is h, and height from A to B is x. Okay. So, let us start. What is the energy of the ball at the point A? So, at the point A, total energy of the system is, this is at rest at first. So, its energy, it has no velocity, it is in this position and next I will drop it. So, its energy is only potential energy, that is m into g into h. Why this is h? Because this is the height from the ground is h. So, total energy at the point A is only mgh, because V is equal to 0. After few minutes, it is coming to the point B and it is covered the distance x. So, at the point B, potential energy is, what amount of potential energy is deposited, that is m into g into now h. What will be the h? H is the distance from the ground. If the total distance is h and this is x, so this portion is h minus x. So, mg h minus x is the potential energy. Next, kinetic energy. If the velocity of the ball at that time is v, so potential kinetic energy is half m v square. Now, total energy. Total energy at the point B is mg h minus mg x, opening the bracket, and plus half m v square, half m v square. Now, we can replace the v square by a formula, as we know that v square is equal to u square plus 2as. We know it from the second chapter of motion, that is v square is equal to 2as. U square is the initial velocity, as the initial velocity was 0. So, v square is basically 0 plus, now m is gravitational acceleration, that is g. So, v square is equal to, that is becoming 2g, s means the distance covered, that is x. So, v square is equal to 2gx. So we can write here 2 into G into X. So cancelling out, we are getting mgh minus mgx plus mgx. So mgx are cancelling out. This is only mgh is the total amount of energy, adding potential energy and kinetic energy. Again the total amount of energy is mgh. That means just like this point. So next the ball will come into the ground. At last it will be rest at the ground, and here total energy at the, so energy at the point C. At the point C is kinetic energy 0, only the energy is potential energy. So total at the point C, total energy is mgh. So we have seen that at all points A, B, C, the total energy of the system is always constant. Though the ball is dropping from the ground, sometimes it has kinetic energy, some other times it has potential energy, but total energy is always constant. So this is, you have to prove that, we have to know that due to the conservation of energy, total energy of the system is always constant. So mechanical energy means sum of potential and kinetic energy. Energy of a system is always conserved. Okay. This is all about that we have discussed about the chapter work, power and energy, and the numerical problems will be done in the private WhatsApp group. You have to follow that also. Okay.
Thanks for watching. Leave a like and comment. Subscribe. And do share the video among your friends.